Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Rimmel have released a new full coverage, long-lasting matte foundation. Is anyone else excited? Because I bloody well am. So in case you couldn't already tell from the title in today's video, we are going to be testing out said foundation. Rimmel used to have the Stay Matte foundation and the Stay Matte primer. You guys already know if you've been here on my channel for a long time. They were two of my holy grail products. And then Rimmel discontinued them. Love that. I'm assuming these are the replacements for the products. I've had a little look at the ingredients. The ingredients are definitely different. So we're going to be testing them out on my oily skin. If you are new here to my channel, I do a lot of foundation reviews. I've got an oily skin type, so what we do is we apply the product to the skin, show you really nice and close up what it looks like, wear it during the day, and we do check-ins and we actually see how it goes wearing it on my skin, what it actually looks like, really nice and close up. So yeah, oily texture skin. I also have breakouts, some breakouts happening at the minute. Look at this one. Hello. This popped up last night, probably due to the mulled wine I had. Oops, Merry Christmas. So yeah, if you are interested in finding out if the new Rimmel long-lasting matte full coverage foundation is actually as good as it sounds, then please stick around. Obviously, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and let's jump into the video. All right, claims. Let's talk about the claims. Long-lasting, lightweight, ultra-comfortable powder finish formula leaves the skin truly mattified, feeling soft, and provides the perfect flawless base for your makeup. That's what it says on here. On the website, it also says it's a pore minimizer, anti-shine, matte skin tone, ultra comfortable, long-lasting wear for more than 12 hours. Shade range is abysmal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This comes in only 8 shades. No Rimmel. That's ridiculous. And from the swatches on the website, unfortunately, if you have a deeper skin tone, and this is just from me looking at the swatches from what I can tell, if you've got a deeper skin tone, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to find a shade in this, I don't believe. I've got the shade Sun Beige, and let's have a little looky. This is the third darkest. I'm like a medium skin tone. We're going to be testing out the primer today as well. Lightweight primer, instant matte finish, skin appears smooth and stays shine free all day without clogging pores. So I think a good way to do this is we will apply the primer to only, it's a really nice sort of like lotion kind of a texture. That's awesome. You guys know I hate like real silicone based type primer, so this one feels quite nice. Actually feels very similar to the old one. It also smells very similar. I'm just going to prime this side of my face only. Oh wow, this is beautiful light. This is beautifully light on the skin. Ooh, it just feels like a light moisturizer. Oh, and it's drying down. And as it dries down, yeah, it goes like velvetic. It's like a powdery kind of a finish to it. Now, obviously, Rimmel is a drugstore brand, so this foundation and primer is obviously really affordable. I know that it's on sale here in Australia for about $10. I was having a look at prices and stuff online. I'm still trying to find the best retailer for those of you in like Canada and the US. I found a UK retailer. I'll be linking all of, links down below for you if you want to actually pick it up for yourself. Oh my gosh. That feels so smooth on the skin. What? All right, so going into the actual foundation, which is really what the video is about, a Rimmel Lasting Matte Lightweight Mousse Smoothing Effect Full Coverage Mattifying Foundation, Sun Beige. This is what the packaging looks like. You do get 30 mils of product in this one. I actually really like the new updated packaging. It's really like luxe. All right, so I guess we will see what the formula of this is like. Hopefully I've got the right shade, like I truly don't know. Oh, that's weird. A whole bunch of oil came out. Okay. Oh, here we go. We're on a roll now. It's coming out. Obviously just wasn't mixed. All right, so this is what the formula looks like. It is quite a moussey type consistency, probably medium thickness, I would say. Now, on the Rimmel website, it has 220 reviews and it has an average of 4.3 stars, which is pretty impressive. It's rated pretty highly. That's really all there is to say. Let's jump into actually applying this. Now, I'm going to be wearing it for 12 hours today. As per the claims, it's supposed to stay looking really matte, really fresh for 12 hours. We've got non-primed skin, we've got primed skin. I've obviously already applied my skincare and my SPF. And we'll see how it goes. Now, guys, oh my gosh, I think this is actually my first video of showing you this. We have just launched a brand new sponge over on Nikkia Joy Cosmetics, which is so exciting. This is our new Pro Plus Perfecting Sponge. And for the holidays, it comes in this amazing, rich cranberry color. Really, really, really stunning. It's like the camera honestly will not do this justice. It's so pretty in real life. Obviously, will come as per the usual in one of our boxes. This is what the packaging looks like. It's soft touch matte. It's really quite luxe. You guys know the brand already. You know what it's going to look like. And then this is the actual sponge. Isn't it awesome? So this one's different to our Pro Perfecting Sponge because it actually has two flat areas. So you can see if I turn the sponge sideways, there is a little flat cut out section here, and it's got a really nice fine pointed tip. That makes it really, really great for like blending out, you know, concealer under the eyes or in sort of small areas around the face. You can use it on creams, liquids, powders, whatever you want. But then also in addition, we've added a flat section, another cut off section on the bottom of the sponge. And this has got a really, really big surface area. So it actually makes blending out foundations really, really, really fast. But also you guys team it with the Velvet Finishing Powder and you'll be like, damn, it just gives you the most flawless, smooth finish ever. Now, obviously a lot of you watching will already know about our sponges. You're already familiar with the texture and everything. But for those who aren't, we have designed a very different sort of sponge. It's very different to a lot of sponges that are on the market, and we have used a micro pores. So essentially the pores in our sponges are much, 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 much smaller than other sponges on the market. And what that means is it gives you a much smoother, like more velvety finish when applying products on your skin, but also it absorbs way less product, so you're going to get less wastage when you're using products. So skincare, liquid foundations, primers, basically the sponge is not going to absorb them as much as other sponges, and it's also incredibly soft, incredibly bouncy, swells to 3 times its size when wet in comparison to when it is dry. Have I got a dry one? Oh, okay, here's a dry one and it's filthy because I've already used it. I do apologize, but you can see the size difference. Like, it gets much, much, much bigger when wet with water. But Jay, I'm going to be using it for the first time on camera today, which is so exciting. We launched this over the Black Friday weekend. It's available on our website now, Nikkia Joy Cosmetics. I'll link it down below for you guys. But also, we're going to be using a brush as well because I'm not sure if this particular formula will be sponge, like more of a sponge formula or more of a brush formula, but we'll see. Oh, it is quite moussey. All right, so let's start on the side where we don't have any primer. And we'll just start blending it in. Oh, okay, so it is very, very lightweight on the skin, definitely. Color match isn't looking as bad as I thought it was going to. It is quite moussey, but it doesn't feel necessarily like over thick. You guys know that I don't like the feeling of like foundations that are heavy on the skin. Like, I'm really not into that. I really like my skin to be able to breathe. I like to feel like myself. I like to feel like I've not got, you know, layers and layers and layers of stuff on my face, basically. Coverage is looking pretty good. I wouldn't call it a full coverage. Obviously, you know, we can layer it, but a full coverage foundation, I would probably be expecting to cover up a little bit more redness than it has just here. It is perfumed. That might be something worth mentioning as well for those of you who don't like sort of perfumed products. But it looks really, really nice and smooth on the skin, and it actually looks quite natural. So whether or not it's because I've applied it with a sponge, whether or not it's because I've applied it without a primer, it actually, oh my gosh, and it feels so nice on the skin too. Really, really lightweight, but yeah, it looks really, really natural. It doesn't look like a lot of these thicker, pore minimizing, full coverage foundations can look quite unnatural and quite unrealistic, I guess, on the skin. So I am going to, shall we layer it further? Maybe we can come back and layer it later. We'll give it a go with a brush and see what it's like applying it with a brush. Gosh, it's nice on the skin though. All right, I'm picking up some of the product and going in with a brush. We'll see how this goes on this side. I wouldn't say, I think it's about the same. I actually think you get better coverage and a smoother finish when applying it with a sponge. I'll apply this entire side with the brush and then I'll zoom in and show you guys. But yeah, I do think that the coverage is nicer and I do think that the finish is smoother when using a sponge. It does go down to more of like a matte finish, definitely, but it also doesn't feel like necessarily like dry and cakey or anything. It feels really actually quite lightweight and fresh on the skin. So let's zoom in and have a closer look. So this is what my skin is looking like close up. Here is the side where we have applied it with the sponge. We also have no primer on this side. I think it looks really smooth. I think it looks really soft and natural. You know, whether or not I didn't use the correct amount of product or whether or not, you know, you're supposed to layer it, I mean, they claim it's a full coverage foundation. I wouldn't call this full coverage. I would call this medium coverage. We will have a little go at building it. And then this is the side here where I have applied it with a brush. Both, I think, look really, really nice. But if I had to choose, I think I would choose the side where we have applied it with the sponge. I just feel like it looks like, I don't know, more powdery, softer focus, and I feel like the pores are more minimized on this side as well. Yeah, pretty damn happy so far. Let's have a quick little go at actually building up the coverage. You know what? I'm going to zoom you in even closer too. Okay, now we can really get to know each other. Hi, how are you feeling? How is your day going? Mine's going good, except the builder's next door. We're playing Missy Elliott, and I'm devastated because they've changed it to a crap song now. Put Missy Elliott back on. Let's try and build up a little bit of coverage on my nose and see. Ooh, okay, so it definitely layers, and when you do layer it, it definitely builds up the coverage. Okay, that is beautiful. Gosh, it's so lightweight. All right, so this is my finished skin. This is the layer of coverage we were able to achieve. Still really preferring this side. It is very, very lightweight. It does definitely look smoothing on the skin. Medium coverage, I would call this. You're still going to need to use concealer for underneath the eyes and on any blemishes. But other than that, it feels really beautiful. And it's a matte finish, but it's not like, you don't look like a human. You know how sometimes when products are just way too matte and your skin no longer looks natural? I'm not getting that kind of a vibe. It's still got a very, very slight sheen. And obviously once my oils start coming through and whatnot, it's going to look a lot different as well. But yeah, really, really happy with it so far. So here's the side with the primer and with the brush application. And here's the side with no primer and with a sponge. I should have done half-half. Sorry, I was just really, really excited to use it. But I do think it's a lot easier to apply with a sponge. I do think the application's smoother, and I do think that it looks better. And I don't think the primer is going to have anything to do with that. So yeah, what I'm going to do is go and apply the rest of my makeup. Probably I'll just be keeping things really, really natural today, and then we will start our check-ins. All right, so the rest of my makeup is on. It all powdered down really, really nicely. The foundation, in my opinion, still looks absolutely beautiful on the skin. Still feels really, really super, super lightweight. I'm still quite surprised at how lightweight it actually does feel. Very velvety. I feel like my pores are definitely minimized. I feel like everything's looking really nice and smooth. So far, so good. So I've actually had this on for about an hour now. I know I've been messing around. You know what it's like. Procrastination will be the death of me. Here it is close up. So this is the side where we have not applied the primer. And obviously this is where we applied it with the sponge as well. You know, my forehead looks really smooth. My cheeks, I feel like, look really, really smooth. My chin looks smooth. I haven't noticed any caking or settling anywhere, which is awesome. We've got no creasing happening. It's honestly looking really, really nice. And then this is the side with the primer. I still, oh, you know what? To be fair, I feel like both sides of my face look about the same now. Obviously, everything is powdered down, so it's sort of a bit tricky. Oh my God, I got glitter on my face too. Christmas time, I'm always covered in glitter. But yeah, it all looks really smooth here. So chin, cheek, nose, forehead. I'm literally sitting on top of the camera, so hopefully you guys can see everything really, really well here. That is the idea. But yeah, honestly, so far, really, really impressed. Like, as a first impression, first application, based on how my skin is looking now, I would honestly give this like 8 or 9 out of 10. Like, it just looks incredible on the skin. Whether or not it actually stays that way is the question. So I'm going to check back in with you guys in about 5 hours, because that'll be our 6-hour mark. Flash photos also, I didn't notice anything funky. There was no white cast or anything. And then later on tonight, after 12 hours of wear, we'll see how it is looking. So I will see you guys very soon. Hey guys, so I'm back. We are at 6 hours of wear, and oh my goodness, this foundation looks freaking beautiful. So from what I can see, just looking in the mirror here now, no caking, no separation, very, 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 very minimal oil. Like, look at my T-zone. It is literally matte through the T-zone. It's absolutely insane. There's no creasing. We've got no separation anywhere. Specifically, I get a lot of separation happening on my jaw. There's absolutely nothing. It looks so smooth and amazing. Oh, Rimmel. I'm feeling good about this one. So here we are up close. As you can see, everything looks really smooth. I'm not really seeing a change between the two sides. Like, I don't feel like the side where I've applied the primer really looks any different to the side where I haven't applied the primer. It is just so smooth and beautiful. My pores are really minimized. The texture is really minimized. Hasn't settled anywhere. It looks absolutely incredible. Like, wow, I am absolutely shocked at how this is looking right now. So up nice and close, this is the side where we have no primer and where we applied it with a sponge. So chin, cheeks, nose, forehead, everything looks really smooth, and then the side with the primer. And I also feel like now that my oils have come through, it looks even more natural than it did before. Like, it's just controlling shine so well. Still doesn't feel heavy, still feels really, really lightweight on my skin. Truly, I am really, really impressed. So yeah, I will see you guys in another 6 hours, and honestly, if it is still looking this good, I may faint. Literally. Oh my goodness. So we are back with my final check-in for this foundation. You guys cannot get over how amazing this looks on my skin. Rimmel has done something seriously good with this new formula, because this looks absolutely amazing. So firstly, just from a distance, we have no caking, we have no separation, there is no creasing in any of the areas where I do normally get creasing. It hasn't sunk into the pores and caused those funny little dots to happen on my skin. And really, like, the most freakish of it all, I have very, very, very minimal oil happening through the T-zone. Like, look, I have not touched up. I have not used any blotting papers. I have not added any extra powder to my face. The lack of shine is slightly terrifying. Like, this is bizarre. Probably the only thing really that I can see that I can, probably pick on is the fact that I've had a little bit of makeup sort of transfer off the end of my nose. I have had a jumper on and off multiple times today. So it's possible that I sort of like wiped my nose on my jumper. That kind of might be why that is happening. But other than that, it looks so good on my skin. Wow. So here is my skin up close. This is the side here where we did not apply the primer and when we used the sponge to actually apply the foundation. I do still think that it looks better on this side. I feel like it's smoother. I feel like it's just a little bit more, I don't know, airbrushed looking and really flawless looking. I'm really, like, honestly, it is freaky. So as you can see, no caking, there's no separating, there's no creasing, there's no settling into pores. Still really, really matte. I still feel like it looks really, really airbrushed. And then on this side, actually, and it's only on this side where we have had the makeup transfer off my nose though. So perhaps the primer helps to, really hold the foundation on the skin and extend the wear time. But then on this side, as you can see, so this is the side with the primer where we applied with the brush. Really smooth looking, really flawless, all the same things as the other side. There's no caking, there's no creasing. I mean, look at my forehead. Like, it looks like fresh foundation. Like, it's low-key terrifying what is happening here. It's just so smooth and flawless looking. So I have had this on for over 12 hours now. There are not many, especially drugstore foundations, there are not many foundations that look this good on my skin after 12 hours of wear. Like, Rimmel, I see you. I see what you were doing. I'm not mad at you anymore for discontinuing the old one because the new one is like legit. Like, I still don't even feel the need to touch up. Like, maybe if anywhere, a tiny bit on my nose, like maybe just like the tiniest little bit of shine there. But other than that, I do not feel the need to touch up at all. Like, it just, I'm so happy with how this is looking on my skin. Like, honestly. So there you go, guys. Definitely the new Rimmel Lasting Matte Foundation. It gets my tick of approval. It honestly gets 2 thumbs up from me. It is so, so good. I love the packaging. I love the formula. I found that it was really, really lightweight on the skin. I felt like my skin could breathe during the day. Easy to apply, wasn't patchy to apply. Coverage, medium coverage. I will say that. They do claim that this is a full coverage foundation. I absolutely do not agree with that. For me, this is definitely a medium coverage. It is buildable, yes, but I wouldn't have wanted to build it up any more than I did. I think you're way better off using a concealer to cover up blemishes, dark under eye circles, rosacea, things like that. Yeah, it is a medium coverage, not a full coverage, but everything else about the formula I absolutely love, and I cannot get over how nice it looks on my skin. This is over, I mean, we're probably 13 and a half hours now. Look at my skin. look at my skin. As far as the primer goes, can't really give you my final thoughts on this one yet. I will continue testing it underneath other foundations and I will give you my final thoughts. But as a first impression, it definitely works really, really well. But at the same time, look, this foundation has worked so well today. Can't really tell too much of a difference between the two sides. So yeah, I'll update you on my thoughts on this one. I'll probably wear this over the next week, 2 weeks, and I'll update you in another video or something. But yeah, honestly, so far, really, really impressed with these. Definitely recommend. I would love to know your thoughts on them. Have you tried them? You know, did they work really well for you? Did your skin hate them? Let me know everything. And obviously as well, my skin does break out with certain foundations, so I will continue wearing this one and I will absolutely let you know if I do break out from it as well. But I'm really, really excited about this. The Rimmel Stay Matte Foundation was just, totally one of my faves, and honestly I think that I prefer this one more because it does all of the same amazing things that the other one did, but it's also a lot more lightweight and breathable on the skin. So yeah, really, today's a good day. But I hope that you all enjoyed today's video, guys. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts down below, obviously, as well, and I hope you all have an amazing day. I've actually got to go downstairs and continue working on my Emma Wiggle costume. I am authentically transforming into Emma Wiggle for my niece's 2-year-old birthday tomorrow. This is happening. It's a thing. We've got a wig, we've got the skirt, we've got everything. All right, guys, I love you heaps, and I will talk to you in my next video.